Your team has trailed 7-0 twice this season, and since those points, you've outscored opponents 83-0 in those instances. What can dealing with that help you guys for going forward as adversity only gets tougher later in the season?
It's a great question. I just don't. It's like Coach Clinkscale talked to the team about week 2, maybe 3. Don't flinch, and our guys have been amazing at that, are amazing at that, and I think that's something that bodes well for us going forward.
Your defense, again, it just continues to not allow a lot of points. And you can say whatever you want to say about how tough the Big Ten is this season. It's still the Big Ten, which is one of the best conferences in football year in and year out. What do you say about the way your defense continues to perform, force turnovers, and keep points off the board?
Well, they're doing a great job, doing their job, playing the scheme, and playing hard. I mean, just playing with, a relentlessness about them. And, whether it's run wall, pass rush, coverage, everything's improving. So that's what you want to be about.
JJ McCarthy finishes the game like he has with a ton of efficiency, with some creativity. The flip play towards the end zone looked a lot like a quarterback that played here before, and the comparisons immediately started popping up. Did you guys look back at the tape and say, "Hey, I did that, but ours went for 6" back in your day?
Oh, it was so cool. As soon as he did it, in my mind, I'm like, oh wow, that reminded me of when I flipped it to Gerald White for the Iowa game, but not thinking anybody else would remember that at all. And then Doug Karsh said he had said it on the radio. And then JJ sent me a text, where it was the two memes running simultaneously together, and so did Sharon and Grant Newsome and Jim McCarthy and a few others. So it was pretty amazing that anybody remembered anything from that long ago. But that was cool. They were pretty similar.
Eerily similar. You've said in the past how much he reminds you of a young Jimmy Harbaugh, and now you said at your press conference he's not just one of the best to ever play here. He has the potential to be the best quarterback ever in Michigan history.
Yeah, he's on the path to be the best of all time at Michigan. And it's, in every way, it's kind of an amalgamation when you think of who's the best quarterback that ever. It's kind of an amalgamation that comes to mind of the leadership of Brady, the throwing of Henne, the running of Denard, the winning of Leach, but I would even take JJ over the amalgamation quarterback. And I think the statistics bear that out. And like we said, I mean, maybe that's some good incentive for JJ on the path to doing that. 20-1 as a starter, 19-1 as a starter, 12-0. Nobody ever went 12-0, in their first 12 games as a Michigan quarterback. The drive statistics over 61% in points, single season, 1 yard more per play, total offense than Denard on average. There's some amazing stuff, but anyway, let's not to get too far ahead of ourselves. But he's definitely on the path, and I think he'll be the quarterback that people are compared to. Other quarterbacks in the future are compared to.
It says a lot about where he is and where this team is right now, too. He's been a part of a lot of wins. You said at the press conference you would show people a little bit more. That's a big number.
We keep track. I mean, if there's anything you should keep track of, it's probably wins. It is wins. But that's a nostalgic thing. I mean, that goes back 144 years. This is a team 144. So many players, so many coaches, so many staff members have contributed to that. So that is something that we get nostalgic about, as well as this is our new family legacy wall. You can see that it's not quite finished yet. The things are still up there, but I mean, Lloyd and Jason Carr. So it's any father-son who coached or played at Michigan, and any brother that ever played at Michigan. So about 80 and some change brothers that played at Michigan, and a little over 30 father-sons that have played at Michigan or coached. Gary Moeller, and then you get into some of the brothers, the Glasgow brothers.
Oh yeah. 3
brothers that played at Michigan. Fred Jackson and his son Jeremy, who played at Michigan. Another favorite is the Colasars up top there. Grandfather, father, and son. And then all the recent ones like the Ross brothers, the Hinton brothers, the Spate brothers, the Bredesen brothers, the Green brothers, I mean, there's so many. So
Who cooked up this idea?
Well, that was my idea. Humility prevents me from saying that, but it was my idea. And it goes all the way back to the start of Michigan football.
Some black and white photos over
Yeah,
there. I mean,
yeah.
decades.
The
decades
Fords.
past.
Gerald Ford.
Wow.
Yeah, let me show you that one.
We passed his presidential library on the way in to do these interviews with you.
Tom Ford and Gerald R. Ford.
Wow.
Right there. Gerald R. Ford, 1931 to 1934. Tom Ford, 37 through 39. The Hammerstein brothers, the Leone brothers. I mean, it goes on and on. And I think a lot of programs talk about family. Boom, that's family.
Everybody walks in and sees it
That's
every day in this building.
That's a family legacy.
Big one this weekend.
Yeah.
Against your rival. It's not going to be a welcoming environment. How do you handle going on the road, taking on a rival with everything that this rivalry means each year?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great thrill to play in it. It's a great thrill to coach in it. Be hostile environment. That's what it's like in the Big Ten. That's what it's like in a state championship game. So, but there's nothing to make you feel better than when you can go on the road, defeat another team, their crowd, and if the elements could be thrown in there somehow, snow, rain, wind, there's nothing to make you feel more like a man than that. So we're getting prepared for it. We're going to practice it and then go out and execute it to the best of our God-given ability.